Today's Saturday, May 9th, 2020. Just taking a minute to drop in with myself. Out here in a little spot called Crayola Beach. Kind of arguing in my head a little bit right now. I got just at a point where I need to make a decision, and I'm listening to the voices in my head argue it out back and forth, or trying to justify to myself why I'm making this hard decision. And just caught in that place of asking for help, and then people offering help with good intentions and offering the best thing that they know how to offer. But then me feeling like I'm getting pulled off my compass point or my direction of where I'm trying to go. And having to make that tough call of like, almost like I'm hitching a ride somewhere, and then I have to be like, hey, you know, this is faster than walking, but this is also taking me in the wrong direction right now, and I just need to get out. I just need you to stop the car, and I don't know what I'm doing next, but I'm just gonna get out and keep walking in my own direction. And that's kind of where I feel like I am right now. I feel really protective of my own small voice within that's been carrying this dream for a long time, and the dream's kind of getting clearer and clearer the older I get. And I thought maybe this dream would have been birthed in my life maybe 10 years ago, and here I am still like doing my best to birth it. And almost because it's taking longer and longer, I'm getting more and more protective of how I want to birth this. Like, I don't want to see it come out and get twisted right as I'm trying to bring it forth. So I'm real protective of the ingredients, the people I work with, the influence that comes in on it. Like, if it's compromising the integrity of my dream itself, of the project itself, like, I have to let go of it. And I'm both trying to be open to the new stuff I haven't worked with in the past, braving into new territory. But I also feel that what I'm birthing is very new for the world scene right now too. And as much as people may think they know how to help me move it in, they don't know what it is I'm birthing either. And sometimes in their eagerness to help me, they may be getting in my way more than they're helping me out. But what I'm about to birth, that no one's quite seen it before. And it will change the way that people want to work with themselves in the world. And so their system from yesteryear might not help me birth what I'm birthing. And that as I birth what I'm birthing, what they're doing may become more and more obsolete. So it's a tricky place. I'm in a good mood today, actually, and a little bit of wrestling with this feels inconvenient for the good mood that I'm in. It's another pathway of like me having to claim confidence. Like, I keep waiting for somebody to tell me that I'm ready. And some people are telling me I'm ready. And I'm still waiting to believe that myself. And I guess I want to talk a little bit about empowering. So many things in this life offer help in a disempowering way. And I'm real sensitive to that. And what I'm about to bring forth and offer, I hope is completely empowering, completely dignifying of the individual. To ask you to follow me and trust me without building trust is disempowering. To ask you to jump through a series of hoops when you don't know what for or why or where I hope for you to be at the end of those hoops and why that will even matter is very disempowering. If I ask you to repeat after me a mantra that you have to start and keep listening to me speak, and then you keep repeating it, then I speak some more and you repeat it, you're giving away your power. You don't know where I'm going, and I'm asking you to trust me and follow me when you don't know where I'm going. And I don't believe that's necessary. Ever. We don't need to ask each other to give away our power. I feel like if we're onto something real, we can teach what got us here, share that openly, freely, and tell them what we went through and why and what we learned from it, and that may be of use to you on your journey, and you'll have to decide for yourself if this will be useful. But I'll share you transparently what my journey looked like and what I learned from it and how I learned from it. But even if you walk my same steps, you might not learn the same thing or get the same meaning out of it. And if I try to teach you some 7-step process, that if you walk these 7 steps, you're going to end up here, that already feels disempowering. I think better to teach principles or awarenesses. With this awareness, you may be guided by your own intuition to go somewhere. So I guess I want to speak a little bit about spirituality as well. I've come to define spirituality for myself as my relationship with myself. My relationship with my deep inner divine self. There's an old philosophical quote, I think it comes from Socrates, I don't even know, but there was supposedly written above his cave or the room where he taught, the short phrase says, "Know thyself," and people use that pretty generously. Know thyself. And I used to not think much of that or of any philosophy, to be honest, but I feel like I'm starting to understand a little bit of maybe the deeper meanings of what know thyself is. And at this point, for me to know myself, it's what I define as spirituality. For me to have a deep intimacy with that inner soul self. And as I understand it now, as I know myself to be a a manifestation of the divine spark right here and now. As I know that phrase, the namaste, which means that the divine in me sees, acknowledges, and greets the divine within you. And as we all start to take that to heart, start to embody that, as we start to know ourselves, our true selves, as divinity walking here on the planet, well, then we know how we want to represent ourselves here. We don't want to give our power away to anyone. We want to see the divinity within everyone, which is a huge lesson within itself. But we don't wish to rob the divinity within anyone. We don't wish to disempower that divinity within anyone. We see many people acting in a way that we feel is not healthy or not right. And we're just like, how do you see the divinity within a person like that? And I would say this is where we see people who have forgotten their divinity, forgotten what their divinity within themselves is, their connection all the way back to Source. And as a part of Source, as a part of the oneness that we all are, that divine essence that we all share, that creates our oneness, to really care about ourselves would be to see these other aspects of self that have forgotten their connection. All we would ever want to do is help them remember their connection back to Source. Why would we ever want to take advantage of them in their state of not remembering? Why would we want to disempower them further? To do that would mean that we've forgotten our connection back to Source. So this is where I see that people who remember their connection back to Source are aware that they have access to all the power they need, and that they're not looking to steal or trick the power away from other aspects of themselves. That is to not truly believe it. And you wouldn't want to be disempowering any other aspects of any other divine beings around you. So I guess I wanted to speak to this. This is a way of identifying any moments when people are asking us to give our power away, and why. Are they helping us to get back in touch and connection with our own power? Or are they saying that we need to follow them and they will show us? You know, or we have to... I don't know. It's a very tricky road. And I guess it's one that I've, learned a lot of hard lessons on. And I'm very hesitant to continue to give that away. And I guess I just want to highlight that as a danger on the path of our own spirituality, to make sure that whatever teacher, not that we can't learn from each other, not that we can't help each other. Ideally, that's what we're all doing. But how do we learn how to trust and be careful about those who are maybe not in their own center when they're asking for us to disempower ourselves. And that to also trust that if we're going to create something beautiful, all the ingredients that go into it will be like healthy, good ingredients. If you think you need this thing that's not healthy to make it work, it might just change the direction or the taste of the final meal that you're putting together. I guess that's my share for today. I hope there's meaning and encouragement and something helpful, and I hope you can feel at the very least that this is my truth, that I'm not trying to trick or deceive in the sharing of this information. But it's what I know to be true for myself and what I reflect and offer back. And that I sincerely, in learning how to both recognize the divinity within me and learning how to recognize that divinity within you and others, and what a humbling journey that is. And to really walk and live that is all the guidance maybe that we ever need. So with that, for today, I thank you, I greet you, I honor the divinity within you. May we all learn how to let that shine bright, to awaken and encourage each other and lift each other up, and not try to steal or harvest energy off of each other. Thank you. Bless you all. And bye.